Coming up on today's LOAM, a recap of the holidays band performance,
details on AP testing,
and our annual reading of The Night Before Christmas. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon, Lake Orion. Today is December 19th. I'm Autumn Matthews.
And I'm Samuel Jenkins. This is LOAM. Cultural Outreach runs a toy drive-thru tomorrow. Eldon Pearson tells us more.
So Cultural Outreach is hosting a toy drive starting this Monday and ending Wednesday before break. All of the donations risen by the toy drive can be turned in for service hours. If the student wants service hours, they just need to go to Mrs. Jones in the career office and fill out a form, and she'll give them the allotted amount of service hours. It's really just the whole purpose of the toy drive is to give back to those who are less fortunate in our community. All of the toys and donations are going to be donated to the Children's Hospital of Michigan inside of Detroit, and we're going to go there and drop them off.
Once more, you can drop off your donations in the Career Center.
Our staff was able to get a behind-the-scenes look at the choir program here at LOHS. What we found might surprise you.
Choir is not just singing. It's something we learn right away when we come into any choir class here. And I think it's important, and it's something that takes time, and it's something that takes effort with, and there's a lot of development that goes into our own instrument. There's much more than just singing pitches and rhythms when it comes to making music.
So chorale is an SATB choir group where we all get together and sing a bunch of different pieces, a lot of classical repertoire as well as some more current stuff, but it's more classical. Typical day is come in, say hi to everybody, get seated, warm up, and then just go in and do everything that we possibly can to be more musical in all our music.
Chamber is a group that, of set individuals that are really striving for their highest goal. So whatever their goal is in choir overall, that is what Chamber is. It's a set of girls that have come together. Everyone is on the same page. Everyone is striving for that highest goal and trying to make that happen.
Campus choir is probably the choir that changes the most from year to year because it features the entire freshman class along with upperclassmen that are sprinkled in along the way every single year. The campus choir this year is very large. We have 64 members in that group, and they're very talented and very determined to learn and to grow at a rapid pace. I'm extremely proud of these kids. I love what I do because of them every day, and they're really, really good. And they work extremely hard to get to the point that they are. Each group have differences just based on, there are different people in each group, and every year is completely different, but the expectations are very similar. And I think the differences throughout the day make my job really fun.
The music program performs their Winter Wonderland concert tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You can tune in live online at www.dragonbroadcasting.org.
Lake Orion's band held their annual winter holiday concert last Tuesday. Here's an inside look at their performance.
who are warming themselves up right now. Can't imagine what makes a band director more nervous than all those students warming themselves up and getting themselves prepared. But I know they're going to knock it out of the park.
it's the winter concert, so it's themed around the holiday season with Christmas. The bands all play Christmas and holiday themed music. For example, the concert band we had, Fireside Christmas, which had, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty Snowman, Winter Wonderland. A lot of well-known pieces that are being translated into the concert field, and it's really nice to actually hear some of these, because you hear so many versions of them from so many people, but then you hear them instrumentally, and there's just so much depth to them. There's a lot to go into it. If you look at the actual sheet music, you have to remember dynamics and articulations and like certain ways you're supposed to play it. And if you mess that up during a concert, you can't go back and redo it.
We had a very different type of concert. We played, Winterfest without a conductor, and then we played Requiem, which was, not a Christmas song, but it was cool. And then we played Twas, and that was just really fun.
Once again, Twas the Night Before Christmas with our narrator from our alto saxophone section, Bodie Johnson.
Well, for the third piece, Twas the Night Before Christmas, I got the privilege of being the narrator, so that was cool because I just go up and narrate the poem while everyone else is playing the background music. It was pretty cool. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. It was very different, I didn't have to play that song, so I just took it. I made sure I knew I didn't have to memorize it, but I didn't know what I was saying. I had to make sure. It was hard because I had to figure out exactly what the rhythmic patterns were and when I had to stop and start and everything. So it was cool though.
The Students Offering Support Group is holding a contest during winter break. The event is called Season of Giving. It is a contest that is going to be ran on Twitter from December 18th through January 5th. During winter break, SOS wants to encourage students to demonstrate kindness by doing random deeds. Post them on Twitter using the hashtag SOSKindness and tagging the SOS Twitter account at SOS_Lake Orion. During the lunches on December 18th and 19th, there will be booths with more information and random act of kindness ideas. The person to do the most unique or most things will win a gift card.
The Lake Orion Police Department is looking for students who wouldn't mind helping to keep the village sidewalks clear of snow and ice this winter. It's part of a program called Cops Who Care. They offer the program to senior citizens and veterans with physical limitations, people who can't clear their own sidewalks. Students can earn service hours for volunteering. If you're interested in taking part, talk to Ms. Jones in the Career Center.
Hundreds of LOH students are a part of advanced placement courses. Those students are reminded that the total registration site AP exam registration is open. Students who wish to take an AP exam must register and submit payment in full. The regular deadline is February 11th. You can get to the AP registration site through the LOHS homepage. Click on LOHS Counseling, then look for the advanced placement link. See Mrs. Bell or Mrs. Rosen if you have any questions. Now it's time to head over to Ian with sports.
The swim and dive teams hosted a dual meet on Tuesday last week. Here's a look at the highlights.
The Lake Orion boys swim and dive team faced off against Detroit Country Day and White Lake Lakeland in a dual meet last Tuesday. Lake Orion placed first overall, scoring 155 against Lakeland's 56 and 124 against DCD's 87. Alex Perry was the top diver with a score of 205.55. Other first-place spots for Lake Orion include Evan Lindquist in the 100-yard butterfly, Robert Corliss in the 500-yard freestyle, Zahir Salem in the 100 backstroke, Daniel Reimchen in the 100 breaststroke, and the boys' 200-yard medley relay team of Zach Seeds, Zahir Salem, Daniel Reimchen, and Evan Lindquist. The Dragons also had multiple second and third place finishes.
This meet went really well. We were against two teams that we don't normally race just because they're so far away. So it was nice to see the kids that we don't usually get to see, and we all swam really well. This was definitely our best meet. Our last few meets, we've been really tired just from the beginning of the season. so none of us have been going good times. But today, I think we had a few best times, and that was good.
One of the things I noticed was a lot of our flip turns were kind of funky. I think we should work on that in our next 2 practices, and definitely some technique.
We cheered a lot more. We had really good diving cheers, and that's the best part of the meets is the diving cheers. So come to the meets.
At the rate we're going right now, I think we're going to have a lot of best times, and I hope that we have a lot more state qualifiers than last year and county qualifiers, and at the rate we're going, I think we're going to do. Last year, we placed second in our division, which is the white division. This year we're in the red, so it's going to be a new challenge, but we're ready for it.
For WDBC, I'm Talia Somerville.
The next swim and dive meet is tomorrow at Rochester Adams. The freshman girls basketball team traveled to North Farmington last night. The Dragons beat the Raiders 24-18. Marissa DePlonio led LO with 8 points. Ashley Romps grabbed 7 rebounds. The girls play at Romeo tomorrow. On tonight's sports schedule, the JV and varsity girls basketball teams travel to North Farmington. JV tips off at 5:30, followed by varsity at 7 p.m. And on the guys' side, the boys basketball teams host Davison. Freshmen begin at 4 p.m. JV starts at 5:30 and varsity tips off at 7 p.m. If you can't be there in person, we'll have a live broadcast of tonight's game. Tune in at www.dragonbroadcasting.org. That's it for today's LO Sports Report. For WDBC, I'm Ian Gilmore.
Good afternoon, I'm RJ Key, and this is a special holiday break edition of the Weekend Lowdown. Climb aboard an authentic steam train at the Huckleberry Railroad at Crossroads Village in Genesee County. They have their Christmas celebration during all weekends in December. Visit the old-style village decorated with lights and filled with live entertainment, music, model trains, crafts, and of course Santa Claus himself. End your night with a ride on the Huckleberry Railroad. Tickets are $16. Next, on the Saturday after Christmas, head on down to Ann Arbor, Michigan for the last day of the University of Michigan Museum of Natural History starting at 9 a.m. at the museum. It's a free event where you'll get to meet U of M scientists, get up-close views of some of the museum's artifacts, get a commemorative photo, and explore the museum a final time before it's relocated. Once again, this event is free, but you must register on their website. We'll put that link on our Facebook page and Twitter after the show. Lastly, celebrate the new year in downtown Detroit at Beacon Park for the annual dropping of the D. The drop is of course at midnight, but the event starts at 4 with live music, food, entertainment, and activities for people of all ages. The event is free, but parking costs vary in the city. Check out our social media pages after the show for the links to this event and the rest of the events mentioned on today's Lowdown. That's it for the Lowdown. I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday season. For WDBC, I'm RJ Key.
Now a look into a student athlete who works hard both on and off the track.
The best part about running track is definitely crossing the finish line, I would say. It's just, you're just done with your race, and if it's a really good race, it's just like the best feeling ever to cross the finish line in first place and know that all of your hard work has been paying off. I've been running track since I was 9 years old, so I started in 4th grade, and yeah, I've been running ever since. This summer, I competed in the AU Junior Olympic National Track and Field Championships, and my 4x400 meter relay team placed 2nd in the nation, and my 4x100 relay team placed 5th. So that was a really big accomplishment this summer. I got injured halfway through the season, so I wasn't able to compete in my individual hurdle races because I didn't want to injure myself more. But I was able to compete on the relays. My first nationals, I placed 7th in the 200 when I was 11 years old, so that was like a really big moment. My dad is one of my biggest role models for sure. He was a collegiate and professional athlete in football, so you know I look up to him a lot and really want to like follow in his footsteps.
Madison is doing the things that that we expect her to do academically and as a person. You know, I think that she's grown up to be a model citizen. She's taking care of her responsibilities in the classroom. She's doing, extracurricular things outside of sports that we really appreciate, and that helps the community and things of that nature. So overall, I'm extremely proud of her. Actually, her mother and myself are extremely proud of the woman, young lady that she's grown into. I just hope that she has fun her last 2 years, not just in track, but in general, in life, in school. I hope that, when you look at athletics and track, hopefully she has an opportunity to win a state championship. Hopefully her team can win a state championship, but if the team doesn't win a championship, then, hopefully she can on an individual basis. Hopefully the college offers keep pouring in so that she can have options and choices that her mother and I may not have had. So
I have a few schools looking at me: Yale, Brown, Duke, Purdue, and Nebraska. And then I've also taken 2 visits to the University of Michigan and the University of Minnesota. So I'm still trying to see what fit is best for me and what I like. And it's fun to go to all these colleges and see the differences. And I'm just really excited. School always comes first for me over anything. So it's really important that I choose something that will help me in the long run with my future career and along with track as well. I mean, if the opportunity comes and I do end up, running, fast enough times to be able to make it to the Olympic trials and go to the Olympics and stuff, then yes, I would definitely take that opportunity. But no, I want to go into sports medicine, and I plan on majoring in pre-med and becoming a sports medicine physician.
Congratulations to Madison, and good luck in future meets.
As you know, tomorrow is the last day of school before the holiday break. Our principal, Mr. Hawley, is here to say a couple of words. Mr. Hawley, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Autumn. On behalf of the entire Lake Orion High School staff, I would like to extend my sincere wishes for a wonderful holiday season and a Happy New Year. Every year, I am so proud of the accomplishments of our staff and our students, and 2017 was another great year to be a Dragon. Thank you for all that you do to make Lake Orion High School a great place to learn.
Thanks, Mr. Hawley, and Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you so much.
Before we go, we would like to wish everyone a happy holiday season. As our gift to you, we present you our annual story of The Night Before Christmas. Have a great break, everyone. We'll see you on January 4th, 2018.
The Night Before Christmas by Clement C. Moore.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter nap.
When out on the lawn there aroused such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter.
Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash.
The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below.
When what to my wandering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick.
More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen.
On Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too.
And then in twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof.
As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot.
A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of his pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath.
He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying a finger aside of his nose, and gave a nod, up the chimney he rose.
He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy